Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the premiere broadcast of Golden Girls Living. I'm so excited that you're here today. We've got a wonderful show for you, and we have one of our partners with us on the show. But before we begin, I'd like to let you see what we're talking about. Now, that's a golden girl, and she's happy, and she knows for sure that her life is going to change forever because she's become a golden girl. First, we'd like to show you a little overview about what the Golden Girl community is and what you can expect from us. By the way, I should add that today's show is a soft launch, and what that means is we haven't promoted it. So I suppose that says it all, but no, it doesn't. We have been doing some wonderful things over the last 4 or 5 months, and I'd like to bring in now our new partner, Beth Miller, and Beth is with Wagtown. Hi, Beth. How are you? You got your mute on.
I'm good. How are you, Kathy?
I'm really, really good. We're so excited. Let's see, we got a few people here to oh, you're Beth. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Hi,
Ron.
Ron. Hi, Ron. Um, Beth, you have been involved with us from the very beginning, and we wanted to identify to everyone what this is all about. So I'm going to show a few things here, and then we'll comment as we go. Okay, so this show, everyone, it's a show for women over 55 who really aspire to have a lifestyle experience of a truly a golden girl. And some have confused when we said the golden girl. When they think of the golden girl, they think of Betty White and the show and all the mishaps and everything else. However, we don't look at the golden girl that way. We look at a golden girl is take the word golden, and that's what we're talking about. We want to make them so they have a special feeling about being a special woman. Truth is that we've all been forgotten, ladies, and I don't know if you feel that way, but I know I did. And I'd like to identify that the reason we're doing all of this is based on we've actually taken lemons and turned them into lemonade. My friend Catherine Weinstock, she's in New York. She is a partner on the Golden Girls community. She's not on today, but what she and I have in common is we experienced a really, really unusual circumstance that caused us to have our lives go up in complete turmoil. We're both senior citizens, and we had the ability to change it. Now, how you change it is really different than anyone could ever imagine. The way you change it is you have to work with others. You have to be with others. You can't do it alone. So we got involved with identifying that what is a golden girl? Well, this is a woman that has purpose, she has passion, she wants to feel included, she has empowerment, self-esteem, and community. And when Beth got involved with us, and we'll go into how she got involved, I just want to have Beth identify, how do you feel as a golden girl? You just became one.
Yes, I did. I'm a newbie. I'm a
She's a
newbie.
newbie, yeah.
That's right. That's right. I'm pretty drawn to the descriptors. I've always been what I call a possibilitarian. And so I like the fact that you're taking a need in our communities to take people that are disenfranchised and maybe pairing them with dogs that are disenfranchised, experiences that aren't quite up to par, and creating something a little more golden for people who have earned it by this time, right?
Right, right, yeah. So I guess the question is, why did we want to develop the Golden Girls Living Show? Well, that's because we've designed a website in a virtual platform. And what that means is when you think about Golden Girl living, you think that you're all going to live together. It's all going to be co-housing. You're going to have a place. And we thought, well, you know what? We have two different elements here. First, we have the idea of the housing, and housing, although that's important, you can really find a house anywhere, but you can't find a lifestyle experience anywhere unless you have a common interest and you have a common bond. So that's why we thought, well, we'll build the community first and then we'll build the houses. So first we thought, well, we'll build a community that will be not like you normally see, uh, with a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of amenities. Let's go into the virtual side and let's find out what the real common thread is with women. And that's when we looked at, let's have a membership. So we decided to make it a free membership with some features and some benefits. And with that, now, by the way, it's free for the first 3 months, and then after that, but once it's free for you, it will always be free. So we encourage you to be part of it. Why is this important? Because this is a private membership. And within a private membership, that means we have private and confidential live events that not everybody is going to see. So you can feel free to be able to share with others what you really feel and want. And then also we have a private virtual networking for our Golden Girls. But most important now is we want you to know that you're not invisible any longer. You do belong to a community where somebody cares about you. We want you to know that you do matter. You do matter. And in there, we want you to help to understand what your spirituality is all about. Not talking religion here, folks. We're talking about spirituality. Spirituality is where you can realize that the body that you have been given has been a gift, and that gift is so precious that you should take care of it. So you want to be able to take care of your health and, most importantly, your mental health. How many of us have had a problem with our mental health because of getting older, because of aging, because of losing a husband or a partner or divorce or whatever? All these things enter into it. But then there's an area that none of us really realize until you've experienced having a pet. And in this case, today we're going to be talking about having a dog in your life. Then, of course, with the membership is your exercise routine. And then what is your financial condition? Finances can cause so much stress. I can tell you personally, when those bill collectors come after you, oh my God, nobody wants to hear from the bill collectors. And then we have online courses and webinars and get-togethers and games and consulting. And then we also have a Golden Girls Gossip newsletter. So now we're going to go into the projects, and this is where Beth will shine. Our projects, we have The first one is called the Golden Girls Casita Project. And the Golden Girls Casitas Project is going to be located in Las Cruces, and it will be dog theme based. Now, what's important about this is it will be a first of its kind, and it will, in fact, be, well, probably one of the best resources and one of the best solutions to seeing single women unite. So let's talk about the Smart Dog Park. Beth, you're on.
Great tee up. Great tee up. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I love what you said about sort of the health perspective that obviously we're all getting older, but that doesn't change the fact that we have this ongoing lifelong set of needs that we need to address. And there is so much research now with the human animal bond, but also with physical health issues that people are really, they really benefit from that. So I think now that we're starting to see more and more research, excuse me, coming up with that topic shining to the top of the surface now, we start to see that if we injected dog friendliness and those dog centric activities into our lives, then, as you mentioned, you do seem to have this sense of purpose, this sense of this is why I'm here. This is one of the reasons that I exist, right? Is because I love to care for others. And whether you had people to care for before and now you don't, or if you're just simply a caring person, you need to have that outlet for that emotion. Otherwise, you feel a little stunted, right? So
Right.
I think that's so terribly important for us to walk into this with an open mind and understand that we can walk in with an open heart because that's what you're going to get back. You're going to get back the same kind of mindset that you have, and you're going to get the same mindset that dogs give you, which is, in addition to lowering your blood pressure and you live longer and all those things that are, those hard stats, but there's also that quality of life that comes with it in terms of your purpose, your wellness, the security of the area around you, and your ability to connect with the community with something that is so, I call dogs the ultimate social lubricant.
Yes, yes, they are. Yeah. I'm going to put up your Smart Dog Park, and I'm going to put a link in here in the comments for
Oh,
those.
thank you.
Can you share with us now, Beth, what is the Smart Dog Park, and how does this relate to being in the Golden Girls community again, which is the first of its kind?
It is. It is. I'm very excited about this. Yeah, Smart Dog Park is actually a program that I developed after working with several dog parks and visiting many, many dog parks. And I had done 600 interviews. That's when I stopped counting anyway, about dogs and dog friendliness and how their existence in a community changes the way that that community kind of goes about its daily life, how they treat each other, all of those things. And what I found was that there were these tenets of similar activities and outcroppings of being in a dog friendly community. And one of those was welcoming infrastructure. All right. So when I took a look at it, when you take a look at where the dog parks are, in many areas, you can do the red line of where there was discrimination about resources and services and attention to needs in that area. And the dog parks are not in there because they weren't addressing those amenities in there. So we're starting to see that there is that inequity. And so I wanted to address something that what happens is that a lot of times these dog parks are built in areas that are more affluent or people that have a lot of people underneath it, and that the governing bodies above them have come in and said, here's a program that we're going to do. But regardless of where the funding comes from, whether you have a grant or a donor in the community who wants it to make it happen, it still is being crammed in the back in terms of figuring out how we integrate the dog play experience into our communities. So instead of having the dog park be off in the corner somewhere where it's not going to bother anybody, right? Because they're so awful.
Yeah,
Um,
right, right. So
right? They're so
loud, so
awful, so
loud.
loud, which is
Yeah,
funny because barking goes down around dog parks because they're getting
right.
energy.
Exactly,
Not
right.
so much in the parking lot. Then they're like, I'm here. That's a
Yeah.
human problem.
Uh,
But yeah, there's this phenomenon that happens when you have dogs in your community. People start to pick up the better qualities, I guess I would say, of the canine personality than the human personality in terms of that positive outlook and sort of that wasn't so good, but now I'm going to move on, right? Or I love to play. I love to be with my friends. I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to be, listened to, right? So I think our dogs are talking to us at times, trying to help us get through different things. And so we need to remember that because we have this resource available to us, and many times it's not made available to people in the senior community because of the fear of a dog outliving its owner, or the person's ability to take care of that dog in their senior years. And so there's this discriminatory factor, which has some justification behind it. And we wanted the dogs to be in a forever home with one person, their whole life. But sometimes that can't happen. But now you have this community of people who back each other up, who are there for them, whether it be a health need, a mental health, dysfunctional moment, whether it be that they've lost their dog, maybe someone's fostering a dog and they need help because they're going to go see their kids. All of those things become a natural part of the biology of this ecosystem that you're going to be creating. And I love the fact that when you're bringing in the dogs using the smart system, you're constantly going to be looking at safety. This is smart:
Exactly.
safety, manners, awareness, responsibility, and training. So it's makes it a little more bulletproof for the residents and for all of us. So we're excited.
And you know what else, Beth? With the fact that we're making these first casitas dog themed, meaning that these are women that all love dogs. So they are coming together, and we're not saying they're coming together to live together, because each of these casitas will be one bedroom or even two bedrooms, but we expect that most of these women will want to live alone. But
Mhm.
they'll be reasonably priced. I'm not going to say that they'll be very low priced. I'll say reasonably priced, because the aesthetics of the casitas will be absolutely beautiful. And how do I know that? Because Catherine, which you guys haven't met yet, Catherine she is a high-end interior designer in the New York area, and she has really established herself as a high-end designer. But she realizes that women they have to feel good about themselves. They have to have lighting. They have to have a wonderful feeling about themselves. So the way that she's designing everything is absolutely beautiful, minimalist, sleek, light, bright, and uplifting. So now when you add in having a dog, and having your dog there, and having the ability to know that if your dog gets sick, somebody can help you, or if you get sick, somebody can help you with taking care of the animal. Having a groomer. And we're also talking, aren't we, Beth, about having a dog wash
Mhm.
also available?
Yeah.
And we realize that because the theme of these casitas is around dogs, we're also going to attract other people and the Humane Society in the area, because we'll be able to find ways to foster. And also, once we build the women up to be golden girls, they will want to give back to the community, and we will suggest that they start giving back to the community to help foster, to help adopt out, and to be part of the animal rescue system. So that's another part of it. So I'm really excited. Are you, Beth?
Oh, I can't. I've told so many people about this ever since we started talking about it, and you're like, okay, the secret's out. We can talk about
Yeah,
this
right. Yeah,
because it's, to your point, I'm in that age bracket where myself and people that are older than me are looking for options. And it is a different scenario when it's just you, right? So, and everybody here who has a dog knows that when you don't have a dog, there's just a quietness to your home that is a little disturbing to me. But when they are there and there's that pitter patter of the nails coming across and the chain jingling, it's just this reminder that you're not alone. And I
right,
think the fact that we're building even the infrastructure around that, so making sure that things are ADA compatible for people in wheelchairs who have mobility issues. And so we want this to be a place where you can, kind of grow, not just older, but grow as a person and grow into being older and grow into new friendships and grow into being something that you belong to, that really is making a difference for you, for the dogs, and for everyone who lives in the Casita community. So the Golden Girls, I think, will be definitely something that, just like any circle, right? The golden
right,
circle, right?
right,
That you
right.
guys are all going to be backing each other up. I think it's wonderful, Kathy.
Oh, well, me too. And we've been very fortunate, because it's a funny thing, Beth. Um, normally, you have to go to people to say, we want to we want to partner with you. Will you partner with us? Will you invest? Will you do these things? And we have found that people have been coming to us. So I think that because I'm very spiritual, the universe has helped us to manifest some fabulous relationships.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful partner who is a builder in the community here in Las Cruces. His name is Ben. Is a wonderful construction business. He is partnering with us.
Nice.
And he's working very closely with Catherine, so that Catherine's desires and her vision is being transferred over into the Las Cruces area, because she's in New York, different mindset, different people, and here we are in Las Cruces. So the two of them have been working together diligently to come up with some wonderful ideas that we think the Golden Girls will like. We're starting with me as the Golden Girl because I'm right here and I can see what is happening and what's going on. So it blows my dress up all the time. It really does. I get those butterfly and goosebumps and all the time. And what I really like is now we've got two different locations that we're looking at for actually building the casitas, and one of them is more community based, and one of them is more locally based. But either way, we're looking at which is going to be the better fit for us at this point. And
Yeah.
if you can explain now, how will the now if you can envision, we've got I'm not going to show it on this one because they don't want to give away our plans of what our designs are. Right now our blueprints are in I forgot the word that Catherine uses, but in draft mode. So if you think that we have a one bedroom and a two bedroom, and around the casitas, there will be a clubhouse, and in that clubhouse, we have virtual networking and virtual classes. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have a physical location. We have this clubhouse so that, let's say we do a cooking class, that cooking class will be broadcast out from the clubhouse, from that particular location, to all of our members.
Ooh.
So if you can envision that. So we
So
also,
whether you live there or not.
whether you live there or not, if you are a member, you will
Okay.
be able to
So you would
see
be off campus.
off campus. Exactly. Yes, right. That's good. Yeah, off campus, right? And when you're in campus, you'll be able to participate. And we realize that not every senior, not every woman is able to use the internet. But I have to say now that after doing over 900 shows, been on the air since 2012. We've always had guests that have come on at any age that have difficulty in getting into a computer. I don't think we're going to have too much of a problem, because if the women can see this, then they can be on an online course. So I would
Yeah.
imagine that the women that are going to be joining us are those that I guess where I'm coming from, Beth, is something happened to me that caused me to go downhill, so to speak. And when I went downhill, uh, I didn't know where to go. So I resorted to contacting some of my Facebook friends that were on groups. And I asked them, here's me, here I am in my unadulterated beauty, no makeup, no nothing. I'm looking to live the lifestyle of a golden girl, but I wasn't thinking it like a golden girl, golden girl. I was thinking of a person that has their head together, that wants to move forward, that doesn't look in the past, doesn't really focus on illness, but only on providing and serving others. That's
Okay.
me. That's a golden girl. That's what I like. And I thought, well, as long as I'm so happy, regardless of how bad things can get, why can't we duplicate that? So what I found was that within a 48-hour period of time, I received over 500 comments from a group of 20,000 women, and over 2,000 women that liked it, where they all said, you know what? I do feel alone. I do feel that I don't matter. My family doesn't care about me anymore. I do want to make a change. I do want to move. My husband just died. I have this big house. I don't want to rent it out. I want to downsize. I want to be in something. It's not about just living in a house. I want it to be a lifestyle experience, which you
Mhm.
coined, Beth, lifestyle experience. That's what we're talking about, because you can live in a house and do nothing. You've got no place to go, nothing to do, no activities, no spiritual awakening, nothing that is there to help you. You can do it on your own, but what if you can do it with others?
Mhm.
So it's like when you reunite, it's like going to the health club. It's
Yeah, I
all
was
the
just gonna
same.
say it's almost like you went to a retreat, but you live there.
Yeah, right. You
You know,
live
so you
there.
have all these ways to get well, whatever that means to you, and you
Right.
have support around you, and it's not just someone that you met during a week-long retreat, it's someone who's working on common goals with you, and I mean, when I think about people in that space and their ability to open up to people and to share moments and to relate to each other in a way that's not threatening in any way, that is affordable and comfortable, but then gives them an outlet to, like you said, doing animal advocacy work or working with other groups or cross generational, programs that could be brought in there. I think it's just a great way to hit all the boxes of different ways you can be healthy and what different ways you can not just live but be vibrant. And I
Right.
know we use vibrant a lot with older people, right? But we all want to kick a little butt when we're this age, don't we? Still,
Well,
right?
yeah, yeah, and you know what it is too? Why is it that when you get older, and like with me, and I have oxygen on, I have to wear it, doesn't bother me, but why is it that people for some reason feel that because you have oxygen on, right away you're stupid?
Oh,
You
really?
can't hear, and you can't see very well, and people will come up to me, "Well, hi, Kathy, how are you?" Really loud. I'm right here. There's a stigma about older women that men don't seem to get as much as women do.
Mm,
But the older we get, the truth of the matter is, and I love this. I was on a show, Living SOS, I guess it was last week, and it was with Lou Cataruza and Dr. Eva. And Dr. Eva said to me that the knowledge that we have in a lifetime is what we're actually giving back to these women by reminding them of all of the knowledge that they've had through the years
mhm.
and how they can now take that knowledge and put it to good purpose.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I think storytelling will be a great part of what we're doing there. And we
Yeah,
did a project not too long ago called Dog Tales, and it was all people getting up and talking, telling stories. We had Sherpas that worked with some of the storytellers to sort of make them feel more comfortable. I know
yeah,
getting up in kind of front of a camera or people is nerve wracking, even if, I've been on, I can't tell you how many times, but no matter what it is, you still have that moment like, you know,
yeah, yeah,
so I guess getting them comfortable with that, and I think that that'll give you the opportunity to, we'll be able to bring in topics that are relevant to what's happening with current events and what's happening with the group health meter. You know what I mean? You'll be able to customize the activities and the programs and the education system to be a reflection of who lives there. So I think
right.
that's going to be very valuable and a powerful tool.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. So now the next project that we have also, it's called the Golden Girls Beauty Project. This is actually the brainchild of Dr. Eva. She's a psychiatrist, and she had put together a project about women that were disabled, and she had a actually a showcase done on them with an actual gallery where they could see what they look like, and people came to it, and then they were given these pictures of themselves to empower them. And the same thing holds true for a golden girl. If we have that golden light shined upon our natural beauty, then I think that we feel better about ourselves. It's not about posing for a camera, it's about seeing ourselves as we really are in
Hmm.
our own natural beauty, and I love that project,
Yes.
and thank you, Dr. Eva, for bringing that to us. And, so what can you expect from the Golden Girls shows? Well, We're going to have golden meditations, which is morning meditation for your golden girls and their dogs. Now, this will be in the form of videos, and it'll just kind of bring you into that soft space where you can meditate with your dogs, or you can meditate alone. You don't have to with your dogs, but there is a certain amount of calmness that you can acquire from having your dog with you. As far as being calm and bringing you that feeling of peace and tranquility, just touching your dog can do that to you, because there is a certain chemical that will come through us, through certain hormones that will come through us. Oxytocin and dopamine are ones that make us feel really, really good about ourselves. So having this meditation component is excellent.
Yeah, I think
And
that's going to be so powerful for you as a group too, to be together, kind of sharing that energy of togetherness and understanding that it's okay to not be okay. And I think that's where that meditation will be so powerful for you, to help people to realize I am okay in this moment.
right, right.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is, a lot of meditations are always about um, you relaxing, but nothing is really ever focused towards a certain gender or person or whatever. And I think that will help us a great deal as well. So the weekly shows are focused on inspiring and uplifting and addressing the tough issues that generally are not covered. Now, why do we want to cover those? Because nobody else is covering them. And ladies, you all know the subjects that I'm referring to. I don't have to tell you. Some of them we just don't want to talk about. But let's put it out there. Incontinence, sex, things like that. We don't talk about that. Nobody wants to know that you're wearing an adult diaper. Nobody wants to know that, but the truth is that it happens. So we want to be able to talk about it. Right, Beth?
Well, just don't talk about sex and incontinence at the same time.
Yeah, that's a very
That's
good
where I
point.
draw my line.
Yeah, right, yeah,
But you're right. You're right. We need to normalize those conversations, just like
right,
we've done with breast cancer and colon cancer. There are topics that need to be discussed, and just because somebody's uncomfortable with it doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be talked about, because of the potential, most assured benefit to the people that need to hear those messages. So
right.
kudos to you for not backing off on that.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, and the other thing too is, now I can talk about what it's like to be a widow, because I am a widow. People don't really talk about it. There is so many changes that occur when you become one. If you're a single, maybe you were divorced, or you're disabled, or you're forgotten. You're just forgotten by your family.
Hmm.
They live somewhere else. You might see them on the holidays, but you certainly don't see them as often as you would like to, and you certainly don't talk to them as often as you'd like to.
Right.
So what
Yeah.
does that do to you, and how do you feel about it? You need to substitute that loneliness with something else, and we hope to be able to do that for you.
Yeah. Kathy, when you were talking about this experience, I immediately thought of my friend Penny. And Penny is one of these people who's a mom person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, literally a mom, but she's one of those people that, I mean, you need anything and she will drop everything she's doing and be right there with you, kind of like a dog. But I just feel like that's the kind of people that are going to be attracted to this, because
Oh,
they like to help people. They like to be involved. They like to say, I got this for you, because they know eventually they're going to need that themselves. But these people genuinely just want to give. And if they spent their whole life giving in a relationship with their husband, with their partner, with their kids, whatever the case may be, and now that connection is gone, there's that level of codependence that we all kind of need that is now gone. And so now you're giving this place for dependence on them. So back to your point about purpose, I think it's going to be a wonderful transition for them from feeling alone to feeling like they're part of something much bigger than themselves, being golden.
exactly. And Beth, I can tell you from experiences of being a widow, you might have come from a very, very robust of friendships, relationships, etc. But when you lose a spouse, when you are a widow, you become a pariah to many
Yeah.
of your friends. You
Yeah.
lose your friends, you lose everything, and you are now you're alone. And what do you
Yeah,
do?
that's how Penny is. She struggled with that. She lost her husband early, pancreatic cancer, and was just gone, very quickly. And it does change, because you have your couples friends and you have your single friends, and then there's your widow friends, right? But people don't want to talk about it, right? So it becomes this sort of stigma that we don't talk about it because it's too sad to talk about it. But then all you have is a bunch of people lonely and isolated. And in this case, they're not going to be like that anymore because you're going
Hmm.
to supercharge them with the right living conditions, with the right environment, the right support system, and dogs. So,
Yeah, right. Supercharge. I love that. Yeah, that's really what it is. Yeah, the
yeah.
vision is just phenomenal, folks.
Hmm.
Really phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then also what we're going to do in between the shows, the weekly shows, we'll be doing little mini clips, 5-minute clips about Golden Girl gossip, things that we want to talk about. And then how about moments about our golden moments? Those funny times, those times when we have to laugh about them and we got to say, "Hey, this is golden. I've got to keep this."
Yes. Oh, you need like golden goof ups, you
Golden
know?
goof ups. There you go. Yeah.
Yes, because I'm
Yeah.
sure, 55 and below, I'm sure there were a lot of goof ups that thank gosh social media wasn't around, right? So
Yeah,
now
exactly.
you've got
Behind
this
the
private
scenes
group.
kind of thing.
You're
Yeah.
like, thank gosh they didn't have cameras because here's what
Yeah.
I did in 1974, right? So yeah.
Yeah. So also on the shows, we'll have a Q&A. We'll also have guests on the shows. And one thing we want you to know about our sponsors is these sponsors are ones that are approved by the Golden Girls. We have gone through great lengths to provide you with those products and those services that we deem will help you, not to try and make a buck. That is not what we're looking at. Anyone that comes to us and wants to know how much are they going to make in it, we're not interested in that. We want to be able to transfer those savings onto you. Obviously, we will receive some commissions on the products, so that's understandable. So that's why we're doing the product reviews as well as service reviews, and we'll let you know what we find on those that we have approved and why we approve them, which I think is very important. Not just say, oh, buy this because the Golden Girls say so. We want to be able to back up what it is that we're offering. And then we want to have contests and giveaways and games and fun things for us to do, fun things that are just wonderful for us. Oh, it looks like we got a comment here. Oh, let me see here now. George says, golden goof up sounds like real fun. Okay, we've got
We don't want to
Rick.
record that part
Yeah,
though.
Rick is with today's Senior Magazine. He's been great. Congratulations to the Golden Girls community. Your concept is right for the times. We are in full support. Thank you so much.
If you're looking for content for your magazine, I know this woman named Kathy who is developing this amazing senior community that
Oh
is
yeah.
breaking all barriers and using something like dogs to immediately inject love into a living experience for seniors.
Uh,
Something that your readers might want to hear
yeah.
about. I don't know.
Right, right.
So
And
you can.
I should add that George Ajarian, he has written a book. He does a series on
Ah,
unretirement, and he is also on our board, as well as on our board is my brother Ron. And Ron and I have a show called the Baby Boomer Investing Show, and Ron is on the board and is actually going to be sharing some of the shows with the Golden Girls, because his belief is that seniors don't really realize that their portfolios are in jeopardy in this day and age. So we want you to take a careful look and look at what really are you investing in and do it yourself. So it's important. Then
yeah.
also look here, we've got David. Hi, David. David says, as a widower and taking on and talking to the opposite sex, you are criticized talking about your late partner, yet that all your history and past. Yes, that's what I was talking about, David. Yeah, people have what am I doing here? People have a tendency to excuse me a second. People have a tendency to want to say, "Oh, you know what? He's dead. Just leave him alone. You don't want to talk about him." Well, yeah, I do. I do want to talk about him. And they think that you're grieving. So that's a whole series. That's some of the things I want to do in little snippets. I want to call us the Widow Warriors
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do a little
I can see
snippet
you
on
with
it.
little pins that say, "Ask me about my husband," or just ask me about my dog. Like,
Perfect.
I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool to do that
Yeah.
every day, like, "Ask me about my grades today," or "Ask me about,"
Yeah, ask me about my husband. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love
You could go out there, you have a whole drawer of them. It's like, "Today I wanna talk about my cat. Today I wanna talk
Yeah,
about my kids. Today,"
right.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Conversation starters.
And our shows are really gonna be true stories that are told with empathy and compassion. We don't wanna give any false hopes to anyone, but I think that learning, like, Dr. Eva said, learning from others' experience and their wisdom and their knowledge through years and years. If you made it to 80 years old, you've got a lot to talk about, a lot to talk about, and a lot to share. So why not tell these true stories from their
Yeah,
perspective? Yeah.
and so much in common.
Yeah, right. And we have,
Yeah,
the Golden Girls Spirit, that's the name of our blog. And like I started to say, we have a very impressive board of directors, some very highly credentialed individuals that know what it's like to be a baby boomer, and we have men and women. By the way, a lot of men have said, well, what about the men? Well, we're starting out with the women because we're the only ones that, well, in particular, myself and Catherine and you, Beth, we're all women, so we're able to relate. But we have reserved the Golden Guys community. So, okay. And then we've got partnerships that we are creating, and it seems like every day a new partner is being manifested into our world of the Golden Girls because people love the concept. So far, we haven't heard anyone say it's not going to work, from investors to financial analysts to people that really get it. They say this is really something good and there's something we need to do about it. So we would like to add now, what is our call to action? Let's go to the Golden Girls community. Here's what the Golden Girls looks like. This is our website. Go to the Golden Girls community. And right now we have a membership where it says Golden Girls only, but we're not going to ask you to sign up for that right now because, quite frankly, we're building out our own private membership platform and it's taking us a little longer than anticipated. So what we have up there now is like a placeholder with Squarespace, which is where we're building the membership. But what we would ask you to do is, so you can stay informed and you can be on the list to be one of our free members and our charter members, be grandfathered in, you can go ahead and fill out this to get our newsletter, which is the Golden Girl Spirit. And feel free to go through. And if you'd like to be on the show, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can go ahead and fill this out and be a guest on our show. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but then also what we would add, let me see, sign up for the newsletter. And then we also would ask you to go to our shop. We do have a shop. We only have a few items in there right now. And the reason for that is because we first want to launch our brand, and the brand is the Golden Girls community. So feel free to get a shirt, get a tote, get a gift certificate, or whatever from there. And then last but not least, we want to ask you to, noops, that's not it. We want to ask you to use our hashtags. Sharing hashtags, if you're not familiar with what a hashtag is, it's a number sign and then there's words after it. When you use a hashtag, you can it becomes like all of the comments that come into there, they come all together on. So either Twitter comments, Facebook comments, LinkedIn comments, hashtags bring it all together under one dynamic. So these are our current hashtags: Golden Girls Community, Soul Shine, Golden Girls Unite, Widow Warriors, and Golden Moments. Okay, and then let's see now. Support. This is our, I'm going to put this up here. This is our show sponsor. They also are becoming our partner. This is called Ion. I can tell you personally that I take it, and this is a gut restorative. If you believe that disease starts within your stomach, then we absolutely want you to try this product. This has been by a doctor, medical doctor, who is a scientist. His name is Dr. Zachary Bush, and he's put this together. It's taken him years. There's also products for your pet as well, and I think I put that it's actually in the description, so you can go ahead and look at that. So that's really it. And we do want to say that Beth and I and Catherine, it's not our job to tell you what to think, but to think about what to tell you.
Say
Okay,
that
so
10 times fast.
yeah, right. So Beth,
Yes.
for our first show, what do you want to close with now?
Ooh, I think we should both sing "Who Let the Dogs Out."
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
just kidding. You do not want to hear me sing. No.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, for me, it would be tell your dog I said hi and keep wagging. But I think with the Golden Girls community, I think if you have a dog, ask them what they would like the community to be like and just
Yeah.
have a conversation and just be open to the idea that, maybe you don't believe your dog's going to tell you the idea. Maybe you do. But I think there's a possibility that while you're sitting with your dog and relaxing and doing that meditative breathing while, giving your dog a massage or something, and that connection that happens between the two of you, you might have some ideas for how you and your dog could experience this new kind of community. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm excited to see where it goes, Gabby.
And also, one of the reasons that we're doing the shows is because, and the community is because we don't want to be presumptuous to believe that we know what you need. We want to find out from you. So with polls and you giving the input and coming on the show personally, we invite you to be on the show. We want you to be transparent. If you've got an issue that you'd like to share with the rest of us, please come on. It's all about sharing and contributing to others.
Yeah,
So
it's
let's
very
see.
easy. Kathy's a great guest or a great host, so she makes it very easy for you. The tech is not hard. She walks you through it the whole time. So I think that's going to be a special additive to it. But
Oh,
yeah. As far as from my perspective, I'd say if you know someone who is looking to add a dog play experience or just a dog integration for dog friendliness in their community, wagtown.org is the nonprofit that I started to
oh,
add
here,
responsibility and
let me
authentic.
pull that up a
Oh,
second.
okay.
I'll do that. Let me see here now. I will go ahead, keep talking. I'll bring it
So
up.
with wagtown.org is an explanation of what we do with our 501c3 nonprofit, where we work with nonprofits and us to develop nonprofit or non-dog friendly desert communities. So getting rid of, the absence of having resources and safety nets and things like that. So it's right now we're launching the Smart Dog Park as a part of Wagtown. And my hope is that Wagtown will be the recipient enough of Smart Dog Park dollars that we will be self-funded. So we can go into communities and do the work that we need to do with no fundraising. We would just fully be funded by people learning how to be gurus in their own community for smart building of dog parks in their area.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, hey everyone, we appreciate it. We will have a show. Next show will be coming up soon. We'll have many shows in between, and we want to thank you for being part of our launch. Again, this was a soft launch, so we didn't go into complete details, but we will be doing that over the next couple months and years. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
thanks, Kathy.